Hello, my name is Chris, and you're watching V-Sets. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about a controversial fragrance that is either loved or hate. It's a very polarizing scent. It is by the House of Gucci, and it is Memoire d'un Odeur. It essentially means a memory of a scent. This scent has been called that it smells like bug spray, that it smells like an old lady, that it smells like a vintage perfume, that it smells great, that it smells elegant. So it's been called literally everything you can think of. So it's either good or bad. It's literally not in the middle. You know, you either love it or you hate it. And I typically have a love-hate relationship with it as well. I do not like the bottle. I think the appeal of the bottle was that this was during the hype of Gucci being in its like retro phase, so 70s, 60s, 80s inspired, clothing for the fashion house. I will say that the bottle is not the best quality. If you actually look here, the side stickers will come off with the label, so you can peel off the label, which is not a sign of a great quality, bottle. Essentially, these should be a little bit more sturdy and durable. This is a 1.7 ounce bottle, so it'd be 50 mils in Europe and everywhere else that's not the United States. So with that being said, it is not, it's I don't know, it's one of those things that it's an eau de parfum. With that being said, it's not a strong lasting eau de parfum. It's a fairly weak, scent. But I've also heard that, because people don't like it is long lasting and lingering. So that's typically one of those things that, if you can't stand it and you smell it, you'll smell it for like 5 hours. But if you like it and you want to smell it, you just won't smell it, if that makes any sense. It's kind of like a psychology thing. This scent is made by Alberto Morillas, and it was launched in 2019. Harry Styles was the face of this fragrance, and essentially, he kind of did that really weird commercial with the masks and the bonfire and the Gucci 70s clothing, and it was definitely a moment in history for them. The thing about this is that like I said, it does have quite a few things with it. It does have a vintage smell to it, so it does smell like a 90s/80s fragrance, very 80s to me. But it's not an iconic 80s fragrance. It's not like a, fragrance that's gonna be polarizing and nice and fresh like a 90s fragrance like Coco was, or other ones like the Poison Family by Dior was. So it does fall more on the feminine side. It is considered to be a unisex fragrance, so when it was launched to be a unisex fragrance, so men and women could both wear it. I did like this scent. I think it was more of the craze of seeing a different bottle, because currently we're used to seeing such clean, modern designs in bottles, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. It looks like a vintage bottle that you could buy at a, a vintage store. And I think that's what was, a top selling feature for this fragrance. The scent itself it's not bad, but it's a little disappointing. So I can see where people get the bug spray. I can see where they get the hairspray. I can see where they get the old lady-ish, because it does have these factors in it. It's kind of a sweet, well, it's not sweet. It's kind of like, it's very chemical-y, if that makes any sense. So it has your vanilla in there. It has a sandal. It has a cedar. The cedar is very prominent in this. It has chamomile in it as well, and chamomile is going to be another prominent note. So it's kind of like green, fresh, metallic scent. So it has a green spice, a touch of a floral, but it's very metallic. It's very synthesized. It's very, lab-like. So it's not like something you would go into a garden and be able to pick up an ingredient and say it smells like this. It's one of those scents that essentially, you can see where it's made in a lab. There is a musk in here, and you can definitely tell that it's a synthesized musk. musks come in very different formats. They used to be raw and now they are all synthesized. You know, obviously we're not trying to hurt animals to make fragrances anymore, but it is musk. It is very synthesized. It is very chemically. There is a lot of alcohol in this scent as well, so uh, it has its nice sides though. So it does have a very unique aspect to it, you know, versus, you know, your typical like Dahlia and Montpellier and, you know, all these other scents that are quite popular, you know, that are fairly well blended, but at the same time they're kind of blended with a lot of scents that are in the same family, in the same category, and there's just really no contrast there. And this one's, you know, very polarizing. I feel like there's scents in here that shouldn't go together, and they just really kind of make a very unique scent. So Alberto Moria saw the vision. I just don't think that it was in the right time frame. I think that if this fragrance was launched in the 90s, it would have been a stellar hit. I don't think that it's a hit now because, you know, being realistic, you know, who's buying Gucci? I think a lot of people that are buying Gucci are typically people that don't know much about fragrance, that don't know much about what, you know, a fragrance, you know, takes in the art and shape that it has to be crafted into. They just kind of see a bottle and they're like, oh, there's a label and I'm wearing this. That's what essentially some people do wear. And a lot of teenagers flock to this brand as well. It's a very, you know, I call it the gateway drug of fashion. You know, everyone who is starting to get into fashion will typically start off with like Louis Vuitton or Chanel, Dior, or Gucci, one of these guys. And definitely Gucci is, I think, one that's very popular with, you know, younger generations, because they are so relevant currently with the, you know, the times. So yeah, I mean, it is a nice scent. It's not going to be for everyone. I would definitely go and smell it first. I would try it on first as well, because on some people like myself, it does become warmer, it does become sweeter, and I've seen on some people that it does become very sour, you know, very bitter, and it's already a very bitter green, like I said, metallic type of scent. And if it gets even more bitter, I can see how it would definitely smell like bug spray. And, you know, that's not really the look that, you know, anyone's trying to go for. So, yeah, what do you guys think about this guy? Have you guys smelled it? Have you tried it? Do you own it? Is it a regret that you bought? So let me know. Make sure to comment down below, hit the subscribe button, and I hope to see you guys soon. Again, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.